Hi, we're Mary and Eli from Cobra Lilies.
Hi there, I'm Mike Forts and welcome back to Parlour to Parlour. Back in episode 8, Angela Correa recalled an EP release show that she played with a lively party folk band of up to a dozen assorted characters called Cobra Lilies. I hadn't yet experienced a Cobra Lilies performance, and what Angela described, with clogs and saxophone, sounded like so much fun that I had to check them out for myself. The band's co-founders, Eli and Mary Chartkoff of the Monolators, invited me to witness a Cobra Lilies performance at Loyola Marymount University's radio station, KXLU, and I saw girls singing and tap dancing, playing tambourine, violin, and yes, saxophone. It was quite a party, even for such a small radio studio. I sat down with Eli and Mary the next day, and they explained the genesis of Cobra Lilies and their large and shifting membership as their little son Ivan busied himself during our interview.
Well, Cobra Lilies started because Mary and I were asked to play an acoustic show as the Monolators. We'd never played an acoustic show, and we didn't really know how to do it because we're a pretty loud rock band. And so, rather than attempt to do an acoustic Monolators show, we decided that we would actually form a new band entirely and play totally different material. There's your milk. And also at the same time, you had heard a radio show about the auto harp, I think.
I was just interested in picking up the auto harp and trying to learn it. I'd been trying for years and years to learn how to do a stringed instrument, and I thought the auto harp could be something that I could play because all you have to do is push the buttons, and I knew I could deal with pushing buttons and strumming. That part I could do. So I just felt like this was an instrument that I could pick up, and I have been looking for an instrument that I could try to write songs on, and once again, it seemed like this was an instrument that I might be able to do that with. So. Thanks for that added.
Yeah. And also, you've been playing saxophone since you were in high school, right?
Yeah, my saxophone I've been doing since high school.
Yeah.
So that was
So that was an intro. So yeah, we started off playing just the two of us, and we were really happy because Monolators has a lot of equipment that we always have to move, and this was really cool because I just had a banjo and she just had like an auto harp and a glockenspiel.
Yeah. And
it was really easy just to go to the club and not have any equipment to set up. But then of course what inevitably happens is that some of our friends who are also musically inclined saw it and were like, I want to be a Cobra Lily. So we added a couple of people.
Well, at first we just asked specifically for Arlena to join.
Yeah.
Because we felt like we needed a little guitar to fill out things, and she started on guitar actually.
Yeah.
And we just felt like she immediately would have the right spirit for what we were doing. And we'd known her forever, and we thought that she'd be great. And
as a matter of fact, our first show as Monolators that we pretty much ever did was also with her band.
Her band Smells Like Flan.
Yeah.
And so we just felt like she would be perfect for what we were doing. And then we added a friend of hers that we'd also known for a while, Andrew, and he plays the trumpet. Mm-hmm. So the first two that we added was actually guitar and trumpet. Mm-hmm. So Andrew's been with the band for a really long time, and he couldn't make it last night, but he's going to be at the show tonight.
Yeah. And then, and then it just sort of mushroomed from there. Yeah. And we've had as many as, what was the highest we've ever had? Was it?
I think 13.
13? And what did we have? Last night did we have 8 or did we have 9? I can't remember.
I lost count.
It's currently right about, we currently have about 11, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's at 11 right now.
11.
I think. It's hard to keep track. Because some
Not
people...
everybody can play every show, and that's the beauty about having, if you have like 11 people, if you have 9, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're missing a couple people here and there, as when shows go, it's fine.
Yeah. And
so we played a show in July with about 7 people, and it was still a party.
Yeah.
So,
How that party atmosphere shows up on stage turns out to be a product of their diverse instrumentation and their practice sessions, as Eli and Mary explain.
So we are interested in adding more more acoustic instruments, and we were interested in keeping it acoustic for a long time, but it's weird because when you start adding more, and when you adding more instruments, it just gets louder and louder and louder, and then when you start playing, when you're trying to do vocals, then like I don't know, it's just weird. It starts mushrooming, and then all of a sudden you just need to have amps, and I don't know how. I don't know how we ended up getting amps. Maybe it was because of the drums.
It was when we started having drums, but also some of the instruments are way louder than others. Like my banjo will completely obliterate her auto harp, and so we needed a way of having her being able to keep up. You know. So yeah, it was just sort of like an arms race basically for loudness, and not rock band loudness, but just so people could be heard. But the other thing is that I mean we just love oddball instruments, and so if somebody came to us and said like I have some bagpipes, then we'd be like awesome, you know, and or like the tuba, you know, sure. Yeah. You know, that would be great. Yeah. We're also
that's ideal.
Yeah, that's ideal.
For the
and also ideal is people who are willing to dance.
Yes.
Because surprisingly, not as many people are willing to dance. And I was going to be one of the tap dancers, but I just have not been able to find any time to practice, so I had to drop out temporarily.
Yeah, 'cause we have dance lessons at our practice as well. So like a lot of times, like we'll have like, the first half of the practice, or not maybe first half, but first half hour be dance class. And so what will happen is that our tap dancer will come in and she'll show us like some basic moves, and then what we'll do is we'll learn some combinations, and we just practice tapping. And so that, because most of the people in the Cobra Lilies, Lisa is the only person that's taken lessons. Everyone else, or maybe if we have taken lessons, it was like when we were a kid. So we don't really remember. So we're all learning again for the first time. So Elisa has been teaching us, and we'll have like a little dance class, which is fun. It's really, really fun to have dance class and band practice, and it's a good time.
It's a good time. Yeah, that's the other thing is the practices are very social, and they're just kind of get together kind of stuff. So people bring food, and like the first half hour of the practice is usually just people chatting. Yeah. And so it's not the super serious like we have to practice now. It's much more of a social occasion. Yeah. So I think people really look forward to it.
Yeah. We look forward to it.
Oh, we do.
So.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't look forward to that? Well, even though we didn't have the entire Cobra Lilies crew assembled for the occasion, we did capture Eli and Mary in their garage performing She Won't Come Back, so do check out that footage. Thanks for hanging with us, and I'll see you next week when we continue our conversation with Eli and Mary on their more traditionally rockin' band, the Monolators. Enjoy.